Hello and welcome to Whining About Books, where I review a good book with a stiff drink in my hand. My name is Paige Love, and I am a lover of literature, a purveyor of prose, an evaluator of exposition, and a connoisseur of composition. And to sum that all up, I am someone who really, truly enjoys reading books. And tonight is my very first segment of The Book is Better. Now, this is where I take one of the books that I read this month and compare it to its movie counterpart or movie adaptation. I have my snacks, I have my beer, I have my milk and cookies. And if you're wondering, is she going to drink milk and beer in one sitting, in one night? The answer is absolutely 100% yes. Let's not waste any more time so we can whine about books. Welcome to Whining About Books, where I review a good book with a stiff drink in my hand. So tonight's The Book is Better is Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, and it is the one of the most famous works in English literature. This classic has for generations appealed to adults on one hand for its savage satire of mankind and to children on the other for its imaginative fantasy. While exposing the follies of war, politics, science, philosophy, his native England, and humanity in general, Swift relates the adventures encountered by ship's surgeon Lemuel Gulliver on four remarkable voyages to Lilliput, whose inhabitants are 6 inches tall, to Brobdingnag, whose inhabitants are 60 feet tall, to the flying island of Laputa, and finally to a land ruled by rational horses called Honims. I believe I'm saying that sort of correctly, who spoil forever Gulliver's capacity to live among ordinary mortals. Now, the movie version that I'm watching is the Jack Black one, 2010, Gulliver's Travels. And just by looking at the little intro art here or the intro photo here, I can already see that it is an adaptation that is for more modern times. I don't know how I feel about that just yet, but let's get into it. My drink of the evening is Breakside. No, it's called Wonderlust. It is an IPA, 6.5%. And yes, it is another like small brewery beer. I loved the wolf on it. Reminds me of my pup Thorn, who's asleep here, but will probably be joining us. Let's crack it open and see how it fares. Oh, it smells really good. Not as fruity as the last beer I had, but still smells like really, really nice. It's like a medium heaviness. Slightly hoppy, not too hoppy, but something that I will enjoy while I watch this movie. Anyway, let's get started. One more thing to add before we get started. This is not my actual review of the book. That will be during my crib review at the end of the month or at the within the first week of the next month of May. This is really just a comparison of the book to its movie adaptation. I really enjoy uh, reading the books first and then watching the movies and see what the director came up with. But, like I said, I don't have the highest hopes for this one because it's a modern adaptation, but I love Jack Black. Jack Black, you rule. Let's get started. So, already one thing that I'm noticing is, and this is what you expect from Jack Black, but he's got his character here, Lemuel Gulliver, is kind of the goofy dude. He's not very high up on the food chain. Um, excuse my smacking, but They're chips. He's not very high up on the food chain. It's clear he works in a mailroom at some newspaper or something or other. He's just kind of that comedic relief friend. He's a nobody, probably insecure in some way. Whatever, whatever. That is not like the character in the book. The character in the book, sorry, the character in the book, Lemuel Gulliver, is very well educated. He's a doctor. He's a he's a surgeon, and what he does is he is like the doctor on ships. So this is back in the 1700s, early 1700s, like 1706, 1705, whatever. And they're huge ships going around doing what England does in the 1700s, looking for land, looking for spices. And he's a very serious man. There's not a lot of jokes that he puts forth. There is some satire in the book, but he's a very serious man. He's about his business. Very well educated, a very learned gentleman. So, mm, so we're on a little commercial break. So, like I said, Gulliver is kind of this loser guy in the mailroom, pretty insecure, scared to go beyond the scope of what he feels he can do. Kind of a loser, um, which is the exact opposite of the character of Lemuel Gulliver in Gulliver's Travel, the novel. He's very learned, very well educated. He's a surgeon on, excuse me, like expedition ships. And that is how he gets to the little island, whatever, of Lilliput. Here, Jack Black, like I said, works in the mailroom, tries to ask out a girl, chickens out, ends up picking up an application to be a travel writer. So we'll see. I'm already like halfway in, halfway out. So, oh, we're getting to the point where the storm happens and he ends up in Lilliput. Not him putting on this little jacket. What are we doing? What is going on? I will say this contraption that they built, these people of Lilliput are very resourceful. Like they are smart. We're on another commercial break. Guys, if you can tell by my face, not impressed. The justice system in Lilliput is pretty cut and dry. And he was never put in a dungeon, dude. Look at this Sour Patch. What the heck is that? You want to say something? Mm. So this fight actually happened. That whole part where he's messing with the water and like they shoot cannonballs and it bounces off him. Never happened. I don't know what. I think they just wanted to make it silly, but now you know he takes their whole naval fleet and basically pulls it into their harbor, defeats them. It was done a little differently in the book, but here we are. I don't. My hopes have been dashed for this movie, but whatever. I think if you're a goofy little kid, like a 7-year old or something, you might have liked it. I don't know. It's so hard to. It's so hard to watch as like someone who read the book and like is trying to enjoy the movie. Mm. What is Horatio, who's not even a character in the book, let's be clear. What is Horatio doing trying to come and rescue Gulliver from the land of the giants? It's not called the land of the giants. It's called like Brobdingnag, or it's hard to pronounce. Hold on. Brobdingnag, yeah. Brobdingnag, whatever. And like they never cross paths ever, ever, ever. Not the people of Lilliput and the people of Brobdingnag. That was terrible. I did not like it. It was not that good of a movie. It was pretty ridiculous. Like if I just take away like the book, the movie itself is just insane. It just doesn't make much sense. But since we are doing a is the book better than the movie type comparison, um let me just leave you with my end thoughts because I think I said just enough while the movie was playing. So to sum things up, was not a fan. I do not like the modern take. I don't understand why it's so difficult sometimes for directors to just do what has already been proven to be successful. These books and stories are popular for a reason. Why are we straying so far away from the story? Okay, you want to make it modern day. That's fine. I guess. I mean, I think it would be cool to, have it back in the 1700s, but that's just me. Um the whole goofy, funny, laughable, um I'm just kind of an idiot trope is not the way that I would have gone with it. I would have just stuck with Lemuel Gulliver, surgeon to a ship. I mean, it was. I'm not a fan. I will probably never watch this movie ever again in my life. Although I do know that there is a cartoon version from 1939 and then also another cartoon version from like I think the late 70s, maybe early 80s or something like that. Maybe late 60s. I'm all over the place with the dates, but something like that. And um maybe that's closer to the actual book. And that's saying a lot because this book, Gulliver's Travels, is not like necessarily just like, oh my gosh, it's such a good book. If I had to give it um a number out of 10, I'd say probably like a 5. So for this movie to be worse than that is saying a lot. Anyway, that's all I've got for The Book is Better. And let me be clear, the book is better than the movie. And like I said, that's this book is not, in my opinion. I do like the take it has on its political sides, which I'll get more into with my crib review. But just kind of like in my opinion, just eh. So for the movie to be worse than eh, oof, that's not a good thing. Anyway, so final verdict, the book is much better than the movie. Sorry, Jack Black. That's I gotta be honest. But anyway, that is all I have for you tonight. I am so tired. I know you can see that I can barely keep my eyes open. My snacks have done me well, and this beer is starting to hit me, make me sleepy. I'm so ready to go to bed. I already have my bonnet on. It is done, over with. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you for joining me for The Book is Better. I hope you join me at the end of this month, beginning of next month for my crib review. That is quick reviews of the in between to talk about the books that I have read in between my long form book reviews. I hope you join me so that we can whine about books. Thank you.